What's up, YouTube? For today's video, with a full Bluey Pokemon team. Isaac, this one is for you. Thank you for being a Patreon. So, I actually don't really know what Bluey is, so I had to do a bit of a research, and apparently it's this dog with an entire family. So I went to the shops, I checked out, the merch was available, there was skates, there was pillows, there was books, everything. I couldn't believe it. So now I know what Bluey is. Has anyone not heard of Bluey before? Let me know in the comment section of the video. I've got 3 battles today with this team, and I really hope you enjoy. Our first battle here, this was on the random battles on the Poke Portal. I think I may have battled this person before in the past. Their trainer name seems familiar. Anyway, this is a very, very competitive team that I was versing. So I was looking at the team preview. I'm thinking, I think I'm going to get absolutely destroyed here. So I was like, anyway, we'll give it a go. So we got the Growler Fleet, and what I thought I might actually swap into is my Hisuian Arcanine. So this is actually a special set. It's not really all that good, but it is kind of fun to use. So we got Power Gem, Fire Blast, Hyper Voice, and Terra Blast Electric. So my item is going to be the Throat Spray, boosting the special attack. And then I can try and boost the special attack and attempt to get some decent damage. That was the idea anyway. We had max special attack and max speed, modest nature. The ability, I think, was Rocket. It didn't really have an ability that complemented this moveset very much. So we're going to be going for that Terra Electric there, because I'm thinking that the Toxapex is going to be using a water-type move. Obviously against a Pokemon that's 4 times weak to water. So it set the rain up, and now it's going to be going for chilling water. So I'm definitely glad I went for that Terra there. So I dropped my attack, which is great, because I'm running a fully special attacking set. So I've got Terra Blast here. I did have a feeling they would swap out, but there was like one Pokemon I thought that could come into this, and we had 2. We had Go-Go, and there was another one. So I thought it was going to be the other Pokemon first, but it didn't happen. So with the Go-Go coming in, it's good to see Go-Go being used. Now, Go-Go is going to be able to live that one really, really well. Now, I've got Fire Blast here, but I don't really want to use Fire Blast or show that I've got a fire move, or at least use it in the rain. So I thought, well, I can go for Power Gem. At least it is still Stab. I don't know how much it's going to do, because it's a it's a special Arcanine, so it isn't the greatest in the world. So I'm going to be going for that Power Gem there. It actually does an alright amount of damage, but it's nothing like spectacular. Now, I believe this is probably going to be like a bulk up milk drink set with like Horn Leech on this Go-Go. So I really need to press it for damage and wait for the rain to finish, and then try and hit it with a Fire Blast. That was the plan anyway. I had to just execute it. So we got the bulk up on the Go-Go there. Now the rain is going to actually stop this turn. I was like, okay, please stay in, which I think they will, because I've used bulk up. And, I mean, its special defense is actually pretty good, and its health is really good on our Go-Go too. So go for that Fire Blast. It doesn't miss, and that is going to be the end of the Go-Go, which is very, very good. So there's really only one Pokemon that can actually swap into this at the moment. Now, the next Pokemon is going to be Toxapex. Like, all right, I don't know whether this is going to one-shot, but I think it's going to do a really good amount of damage, depending on what their build is. I'm hoping it's more defensive, and the Toxapex gets one-shotted. So I'm like, all right, that was definitely more of a defensive Toxapex for sure there. So I've taken 2 Pokemon down. Out comes the Pelipper. Obviously, this is bait for another swap-in Pokemon, but I didn't really mind anyway, because I was thinking maybe I could go for Power Gem here, but then again, maybe they'll go for a water-type move. So I'm just going to go for the Terra Blast Electric, and of course, we got the Thunderous. So I thought this may come in a little bit earlier. Now, I'm thinking to myself here, what can Thunderous really do to me? Like, because I'm electric type, right? So I've got Power Gem, I've got a +1. I think that's going to do some very, very good damage. I just have to see what this Thunderous is going to be able to do here. So I'm waiting for a little bit and thinking maybe like some sort of like coverage move. But the only move it really has to use against me is going to be Thunder from Down Under. Now, Power Gem at +1 is going to one-shot it. So this special Arcanine is it's popping off at the moment. This is probably the best it's ever performed. And let's get some really good Pokemon too. Next Pokemon is Floatzel. Now, Floatzel obviously is going to outspeed me. It's a very fast Pokemon, as well as the ability to. It's going to go for a Wave Crash, and that's going to take me out. The critical hit obviously didn't matter there, but what a performance there from Arcanine. Now, I was really worried, because that was the only Pokemon that was really good against their team. All the other ones were like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen now, because they're not exactly very good Pokemon, but they're fun to use. So we got this Sword Dance Reversal Crunch Copycat set. I've got max attack and max speed, and I've got jolly nature. So I knew they'd probably be tempted to go for wave crash or an attacking move again, and that would put me on 1 health, and that way I can go for reversal at full base power. Now, Float Cell isn't a very bulky Pokemon at all, and I know that I should be able to take it out there. That is the end of the Float Cell. Also, I lived on 1 health, so that, you know, the merch is available, right? Even though I deliberately put myself on 1 health. So next Pokemon is Basculegion. I was like, yeah, I need to get rid of this. But the problem is we got the rain happening, and I'm very, very sure I know what moveset this is going to be. So I'm going to save my little Pokemon for later on, little Bluey, and I've got a little plan for it. So I'm going to go into Winston here, which is going to be my bulky defense. Sorry, it's actually more of a special defensive wall, this Mashchip. So I've got Everlight as the item, Intimidate as the ability, Rest, Sleep, Talk, Snarl, and Fake Tears. And I've got Terra Dark as well. So I actually took that move it was pretty impressive how well I took that, considering it was more of a special defensive set. This Basculegion is very, very scary. So it's going to be Terra Water. And I was sort of thinking to myself, how am I going to get around this? Because obviously they've had a lot of Pokemon faint, and they're just going to spam Last Respect. So I'm thinking to myself here, trying to formulate a plan what I could do, because obviously all my Pokemon are going to get outspared and one-shotted. So I thought, all right, I've got a plan here. We're going to go into my next Pokemon, which is Fido. It's a choice-banded, play rough, stoppy, tantrum, crunch, and facade set. Max attack and max speed, jolly nature. Obviously, I can't outspeed that, and I'm going to let it faint for a reason. So the next Pokemon I thought to bring in here is going to be my... Oh, we got my Lycanroc. So Lycanroc, once again, couldn't do a lot. I didn't really have any priority moves. It was a pure flinching set, as you can see. We had Rock Slide, Iron Head Bite, and Zen Head Bite. I deliberately sacrificed this off as well. So you might be able to see what strategy I'm going to do here. So now the coast was clear to go into my Riolu. So I thought I can go for Prankster Copycat, Last Suspects, and use their move against them. So I was hoping that I'll be able to take the Basculegion out. The only thing about this Pokemon, its attack stat isn't very high, so it wasn't going to be doing like a lot of damage. Then they brought out the Pelipper, and I was hoping that I could take the Pelipper out, because I definitely knew it wouldn't be a one-shot. So I'm going to go for the Copycat. What Copycat does, it Copycats the last move on the field, which is Last Respect. So Last Respect's Riolu. Unfortunately, a bulky Pelipper, I'd say that would absolutely need to be max health and max defense, like Bold Nature or something like that. And it's going to take me out with a Hurricane. But what a performance there by the Riolu. And I've got one more Pokemon left, which is my Growlithe. Now, this is actually a Choice Scarf Growlithe. And I've got Wild Charge on there, as well as Flare Blitz, Close Combat, and Double Edge. So I know that I can take the Pelipper out in speed because it's a bulky set. It's just the last Pokemon I was worried about, because I'm like, does it have Aqua Jet? Or does it have Swift Swim? Like, there's all these, like, counters there. And I couldn't really bring it in earlier on. And I didn't really want to save the Riolu to last as well, in hopes that it, you know, would have that. So it's going to outspeed me, unfortunately, with the Wave Crash. And that is the end of the battle. But, man, that was a crazy, crazy good battle for this team. Really, when you look at it, I only had one good Pokemon. Even then, it was Special Arcanine. So I was very happy with how this team went. Really, it was Arcanine and Riolu that pretty much did anything in this battle. So that was a crazy, crazy matchup there. If I had taken that Pelipper out, it would have been interesting, I would have said, because I could have outspared the Basculegion with my Prankster Copycat and taken it out. That's why I sacked a couple of Pokemon. Anyway, next battle, this one is against the Engager, and we have a shiny Clorf, and it's called Time to Clamp. What's it going to do here? Why is it called Time to Clamp, but the move Clamp was taken out of the game? Very, very curious here. So I've got Close Combat. I was like, let's go for that. And it hits it pretty hard, but it doesn't quite take it out because obviously Clorf has got a lot of defensive bolter, right? It's got them little rosy cheeks. Now, it's going to get an Anchor Shell here and boost all of its stats. I'm so glad that it doesn't continually come up every single stat now. Like, that was a very, very good update there. It was like this constantly on the screen, right? Now we've got a Stealth Rock. So I'm like, oh, okay, Stealth Rock. That's interesting. So that's unfortunately going to get rid of my Focus Sash. Now, you wouldn't read about it, right? It uses Guillotine and lands on the very first go. And now I know that's why it's called Time to Clamp. It clamped me on the first go. So that is the end of the little Growlithe there. Bingo. Next Pokemon is going to be Bandit. Now, I really wanted to put Bluey music in the background for this video, but I don't, it's like, it's all copyrighted, so I put like the legendary dogs or beast in the background, so I thought that'd be the most fitting. So we're going to dodge a guillotine, which is good, and now I'm going to finish off the cloth with a iron head. So I didn't get to use this last time because I deliberately sacked it off. It was a max attack and max speed set, Jolly Nature at Assault Vest. Ability is Keen Eye, Rock Slide, Iron Head Bite, and Zen Headbutt. So all flinching moves, and I had Terra type Psychic as well. So Psychic is there to just, you know, power that Zen Headbutt by a little bit. So next Pokemon is called Steel This. I'm like, what is this theme team? I wonder if you can guess. Also, people, if you enjoyed the video and you like the non-Pokemon themes here and there, let me know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video. And what I'm thinking here is I can keep going for bite, flinch, flinch, flinch in a pinch, pinch, pinch. So go for that bite. It's not really doing a lot, but if I can get continual flinches, I might be able to feint this, you know. So I'm going for bite again on this. Actually, not a bad shiny there on the Meowth. And it's going to be going for another Trailblaze. So I thought, all right, it's got +2 now. I'd say it's going to outspeed me. I'll just go for bite. That's really the last thing I could do here. So I managed to outspeed it still, and it actually got flinched. And I was like, wow, I can actually beat this. I can go for bite now. I've got this. But you wouldn't read about it, right? It lived on 1 health. The merchant available, and then it went for a scratch. I think it was a tough course scratch set. Anyway, that is the end of that. I think I sort of know what this team might be about. I think it's something to do with moves. Anyway, out comes the Sableye. It's called Why You Stolen. And hopefully, well, I'm probably going to be falling. So I'm going to go for the Rock Slide here. Good damage on the Sableye. Hoping for a flinch. It finished me off with a Mud Slap. So it ended up that I was going to be doing the falling. So that's the end of Lycanroc, but a good performance. So next Pokemon here is going to be Fido. Isn't that a brand of chocolate bar as well? I don't know if it's worldwide, but it's got like nuts in it and stuff like that. So we got Play Rough, Stomping Chance. I was like, well, Play Rough's super effective. I may as well use that. So going for Play Rough, I was like, wait a second, how did I outspeed that? Then I remembered the nickname, Why You Stolen, Stall Ability. So that's why. Next Pokemon, it's a Greninja. I almost tried to pronounce that name, but I couldn't. So I've got Play Rough here. I'm locked into the choice band. I'm good to go. And now Greninja is going to go for a double team. Now, if I can land one move on this, it should do like an alright amount of damage. So, Greninja is going to go for yet another double teamer. I've got no idea what sort of strategy this is. Some like scummy evasion strategy to make me salty. Play Rough misses and Fido sends Greninja to the Shadow Realm. That's awesome. So that's 4 Pokemon down there. The mighty Fido. Next Pokemon is Draw Your Weapon. All right, I've got my my loaf of bread. It's ready to go. I'm whacking against the Slowbro, man. It's not doing a lot of damage. And now Slowbro has gone for a belly drum. Uh-oh, this is very, very bad. So it's got a +6 in attack. I'm going for a Desperation Play Rough to try and feint it. I don't really want to swap out because any Pokemon's probably going to get wrecked. And Slowbro is going to have Slack Off, so it's going to heal itself. So I'm in a very, very scary predicament at the moment. Now it's going to go for another Slack Off. Once again, I could swap out, but they easily could have attacked me. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to have it as a fresh swap in and try and feint it. So I can say, oh, it's got tackle. My Play Rough drop I got on actually made me survive the tackle. Man, belly drum tackle, Slowbro, only on Pinrod Shadow. You're never going to see that stuff anywhere else. So I got KO'd by tackle. I'm crying right now. So the salt level is starting to rise. Next Pokemon I could bring in here is going to be, is this Chili? Chili. Yeah, chili, you know. Man, I can't really eat chilies. They're too hot, you know. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and fake this thing. We've got a Terra here. So I'm actually pretty terrified of this Terra. So I don't know what it's going to be, and it's going to be Terra Psychic. I'm like, ooh, I wonder what move this is going to be. So we've seen Belly Drum. We've seen Tackle. We've seen Slack Off. What's the other move? It's Stored Power Belly Drum. Oh no, you can joke and laugh about it, but it still has like +6 boost. So it actually takes me out in one shot. So I got to go into Bluey. Bluey got to try and save the day here. I've got that Copycat. I'm thinking I could try and Copycat, but it's going to do nothing. So I may have to go for a Crunch here, and hopefully it packs some punch. But unfortunately, the ability Quick Draw activates, outspeeding me, and Bluey gets tackled. Oh no, I've got one more Pokemon left. Things are looking very grim. We're going to go into Winston and hope he can carry. At least I won't be able to get hit by that stored power, so it only has tackle. So now it's got +4 in attack. If you remember, I got a Play Rough drop and the Intimidate. I've got Snarl, Fake Tears. So I'm thinking, maybe if I go for Fake Tears and then, like, Terror Snarl. I don't know, like, this was desperation hours here. So I'm crying a little bit there, and I dropped that special defense by 2, and here comes the tackle. I lived the tackle well, very well. It's like a 3-hit KO, so I might be able to get rest and sleep talk off here. I go for the Terror, and obviously we're going to keep that at Terror Dark. I'm thinking, well, this should do an alright amount of damage. I don't know if it's going to faint, though, because... well, when you look at Mastiff's special attack, you really truly have a look at it. It isn't exactly the greatest. It's like 40 base special attack, and I don't even have any EV investment. Slowbro goes down. I was like, whoa, that's awesome. So that is the end of the Slowbro. We got one more Pokemon left here. Can Mastiff try and beat it? And it is the Alola Raichu. I'm like, wait, this can't use any Psychic moves. This is good, right? So I've got Snarl. I don't really want to go for Fake Tears. I just want to go for some damage here. Here comes the Electric Terrain. I'm like, oh no, I can't go to sleep now, right? Because Electric Terrain stops rest and sleep talk. So that was an unexpected move there. I'm glad I didn't go for rest because I would have wasted that turn. So going for Snarl, pretty shocking damage there, pardon the pun. That's going to drop the Raichu special attack. It's a Thundershock Electric Terrain here. This is like a weak moves team, but like something with the abilities. I don't know, I can't figure it out. Anyway, so I went for another Snarl. That's going to drop Raichu's special attack again, and it's going to go for a Present. Present only hits me at low base power, thank goodness, because I fainted to a Present then. It would have been very, very bad. That is the end of the second battle. What a really, really cool team there. Like all these different abilities with like low base power moves. I don't know if I can quite remember. I think what it is at the moment. Anyway, if someone can guess, let me know in the comment section. Take your gauge for the battle. Really cool team. Let's get on to the third and final battle. This one is against Chris. Now you might be able to guess what this team is. I'll give you a little clue because I don't know much about it, but I know there's like, apparently there's some like live action movie or TV series of it that's just come out or something like that. Anyway, that's your clue. So we got the Raichu lead here. I'm gonna go for a Sword Dance. I thought if I could go for Sword Dance and then try and copycat Stone Axe, that'd be fire, right? Because I knew they'd probably lead with it to get the Stealth Rock on the field. So I thought, well, it'd be a good idea to lead with the Bluey. So I went for the copycat Stone Axe. It misses the ginormous like pile of salt, which is building up around me, right? Because I was at one shot of that. I could have kept going copycat over and over and over and got for Stone Axe. And it would have been amazing. By the end of the battle, it would have been 600 layers of Stealth Rocks on the field. So I'm going to bring in the Bandit here. I can go for Rock Slide or Iron Head. I decided to go for the Rock Slide because it is stab after all. And you wouldn't read about it. It lives on the tiniest little bit of health. But Stone Axe misses. So I guess we both had a miss there. I feel like mine was more detrimental though because I could have got a one shot and still retain the +2 on attack and still use it afterwards. So in comes Usopp, I think that's how you say it, and I got some pretty good damage there. So we've got the Decidueye going for a Tailwind, so that wind's going to be blowing. That's a nice breezy wind, unless someone farts. It's not a very nice breezy wind. So anyway, here comes a Triple Arrows here. Obviously, that's going to take me out. It's super effective, a very, very powerful move. So that's the end of Lycanroc. Next Pokemon we got is Fido. So Fido can go for a Play Rough here, and we've seen Fido in action. It's an absolute powerhouse, So I'm going to go either for that or Facade. I'm thinking, I'll go for Play Rough. They swapped the Decidueye out, and Jimby, I think in comes a Samurott. Samurott gets just destroyed in one shot. Man, this Fido has taken some crazy Pokemon out and just destroyed it like that little loaf of bread, right? Next Pokemon is the Decidueye. I outsped it. What is this, like lagging tail Decidueye? Wait, hang on a sec. There was a Tailwind up. It had to be lagging tail, right? What? Anyway, next Pokemon, Nani? Oh no, Nami. I thought it was Nani. Always in the I think that's the Japanese word for what. Anyway, next Pokemon that we got is Bingo. And we can go for pretty much any attack here. I was like, all right, I'll go for Flare Blitz. I'll roast this Electrode. So it's super effective. I don't think I'm going to outspeed it because Electrode's got a lot of base speed. Then I'll outspeed it. I'm like, what? And it lived on 1 health. You wouldn't read about it. So you wouldn't read about it, right? So wait, was that a focus? No, it was a focus sash, right? Then, right, I got a burn. You wouldn't read about it. Then the Electrode transformed into Zoroark. Like, I couldn't believe this was happening, right? You watch this. Now, Zoroark, obviously he's going to be able to feint me this turn, but they thought they'd be able to live the Flare Blitz and went for a nasty plot. So the Zoroark is going to die to a burn. Oh, that is so salty. So that is the end of Zoroark. So some crazy RNG is happening so far. Now, I'm going to do my little celebratory roar there. Out comes, they've got an Arcanine too. So, Arcanine, Growlithe sees the daddy. I'm going to go for that Flare Blitz. Obviously, I can't do a lot. I'm locked into Choice Scarf. There was no point swapping because of Stealth Rocks. So I just went for as much damage as I could, and it's going to take me out with a Rock Slide. So I've got 2 more Pokemon left. I've got to deal with that Electrode, and I've got to deal with that Arcanine. So I'm going to go into Winston, the MVP of last battle. I don't know how much I can truly do here. I've only really got Snarl. So here comes the Flare Blitz. Now, I do take the Flare Blitz. The only bad thing is, right, actually, I don't think that, is that Life Orb? I don't know if that was Life Orb there. I don't know if it was Rockhead, but anyway, it did take some recoil damage. Here comes a couple of Rock Slides. I managed to live that one, but I got flinched in a pinch, so there wasn't a lot I could do. Like, I just went down a Rock Slide. I don't think they'll be very comfortable. You have to wear some sort of suit. Last Pokemon I got is Chili, and it is a mirror matchup. I'm hoping I can fake this, but I know that I'm running Modest, so I might get outspeeded. So here comes the Crunch. I didn't really feel like a need to go for Terra either. So I can go for Power Gem and take out the Arcanine. All that's left now is the Electrode his way. So I've got my Terra Electric up my sleeve here. I'm like, I hope they go for Electric move, because what I can do, right, is I can go for Terra Electric, and then I can go for Fire Blast, and it's going to be super effective. I just don't know what Terra they're going to go with. They may go Electric or Grass themselves. I was hoping for Grass. So we're going to go a Terra Electric, Electrode, unfortunately, so it's a Terra. We both got big light bulbs, you know, like this could light up the biggest stadium ever, right? One time I was changing a light bulb, right? And I was screwing it around, and then the glass, right, it broke inside my hand, and then I had to get like the light. It was one of those Barnett ones, and then I had to like screw the wire out with my hands. It wasn't a very nice experience. They popped a Stun Spore. It didn't affect me. I went for Fire Blast, and it was Fire Miss. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. So that's the end of my Arcanine. Here comes a Chloroblast. Chloroblast is going to fake me, and it would have fated the Electrode too, because it did recoil if you taken the damage from a Fire Blast. But that's enough salt for one day, people. Hope you enjoyed the Bluey team. I'll catch you next time. Peace.